An American soldier serving in World War II had just returned from several weeks of intense action on the German front lines. He had finally been granted leave and was on a train bound for London. The train was very crowded and the soldier walked the length of the train looking for an empty seat. The only unoccupied seat was directly adjacent to a well dressed middle aged lady and was being used by her little dog. The war weary soldier asked, "Please, ma'am, may I sit in that seat?" The English woman looked down her nose at the soldier, sniffed, and said, "You Americans, you are such rude class of people. Can't you see my little Fifi is using that seat?" The soldier walked away, determined to find a place to rest, but after another trip down at the end of the train, found himself again facing the woman with the dog. Again he said, "Please, lady, may I sit there? I'm very tired." The English woman wrinkled her nose and snorted, "You Americans, not only are you rude, you also are arrogant." The soldier didn't say anything else. He leaned over, picked up the little dog, tossed it out of the window of the train, and sat down in the empty seat. The woman shrieked and railed and demanded that someone defend her and rebuked the soldier. An English gentleman sitting across the aisle spoke up, "You know, sir, you Americans do seem to have a penchant for doing the wrong thing. You eat holding the fork in the wrong hand, you drive your autos on the wrong side of the road, and now, sir, you've thrown the wrong bitch out of the window." Friends, we live in a world where good manners, polished, and cultured behaviors are lacking. We seem to be living in an increasingly uncivil community. Incivility is a general term for social behavior lacking in civility or good manners. It takes the form of rudeness, unfairness, subtle harassment, disruptive behavior like outburst, explosive anger, sort of biting or sarcastic comments, and harsh criticisms and bullying. It's a term for social behavior lacking in civility or good manners. On a scale ranging from rudeness or lack of respect for elders to vandalism and hooliganism through public drunkenness and threatening behaviors. The fruits of incivility can be seen today in our homes, at schools, at workplaces, in social media, in political life, and in society. Incivility has spread equally across all ages and gender. The fraying of the social fabric towards unapologetic rudeness seems to be universal across countries and across continents also. We see it in the queues for elevators where everyone pushes to enter, in queues at the check-in counters at airports, at the supermarkets, or at our workplaces, on social media too. Rudeness has become the norm. It's a part of survival for some. Niceness, civility, and politeness are seen as a weakness. Whether one realizes or not, rudeness is contagious, it spreads quicker than a virus, and often goes untreated until it affects everyone in its ambit, spreading out like a shockwave. Rudeness has cascading effect. One rude encounter can result in a foul mood and not so positive interaction with the next person who comes your way, and you have effectively managed to create a series of unpleasant encounters all through whoever has crossed your path. Paulo Coelho, in his book The Venus Stands Alone, said, "How people treat other people is a direct reflection of how they feel about themselves." Friends, there is definitely a need for a movement to bring us back to civility as a society, and for that, we need to start with ourselves. Friends, the antidote to incivility is to be classy by taking the high road. Class is easy to recognize but much harder to define. Similarly, the absence of class is easy to detect and a serious flaw for anyone who aspires to be successful. Having class involves good manners, politeness, empathy, humility, and an abundance of self control. The action of class act people speak louder than their words. You can see it in their body language and the way they carry themselves. Class always shows without being announced. Class comes from within, not from birth, title, or position. People who have class carry themselves in a certain way. They stay calm under pressure and don't lose their temper. They don't gossip, or say mean and petty things about others. They take every opportunity to make others feel good about themselves and appreciate. Classy people understand that helping someone will never pull you down. Compassion is a vital part of classy acts. Classy people exhibit confidence without being arrogant, and above all, they always take the high road and refuse to stop to a level of their adversaries. According to John Maxwell, in life and in leadership, you will find that people treat you badly. That is an unavoidable fact, but you have three options when you are treated in that manner. You can take the low road where you treat people worse than they treat you, the middle road where you treat people the same as they treat you, or the high road where you treat people better than they treat you. If you are a true leader, you must commit to taking the high road when others intentionally or unintentionally do you wrong. Most of us would admit to taking the middle road, treating people the same as they treat us. Taking the middle road suggests that we change our responses according to how people treat us. If someone treats us poorly, treat them poorly. If someone treats us well, treat them well. If most people do this, then we will end up with a society where all we do is respond to life rather than positively impact it. The true test of character and maturity is to always treat others better than they treat you. While that may seem like a strange way of thinking, you'll be amazed by the positive impact this has. No one takes the high road by accident. You must consciously choose that path. The high road is not the easiest road. It goes uphill and takes more effort to travel, but it is the only road that leads to the highest level of living and leading. It's an amazing road to travel, but it definitely is a road less traveled because it requires people to think and do things that are not natural or common. The good news is that when people deliberately choose to travel this road, they become instruments of grace to others and recipients of grace for themselves. Remember, high roaders aren't victims, they are always victors.